Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Namita Purohit. I'm running this free live training. Today is day 4. We're running this training on the topic Should I become a life coach? And what are the opportunities? What are the challenges? And what is the earnings potential? We have open enrollment for the East Coast School certification program until Saturday, March 11th. And we were open from March 7th to 11th. And we have some very interesting, very diverse people that we're really looking forward to serve them. And if you're looking to join, sitting on the fence, you still have another 25, 26 hours because we end on our open enrollment ends March 11th, 11:59 p.m. and March 12th is when the program for the new cohort starts. And we have a welcome call where we welcome everyone and we have a nice onboarding session with all of them and get to know them better and their goals better. Yes. So I have been doing this training the last few days. Day one is we talked about the potential of the life coaching industry and the potential of being a life coach, the earnings potential, and things like that. Day two, we talked about who should or should not become a coach. Day three, yesterday, we talked about the 5 different things you should consider before you join any coach certification program. And I also talked about what makes the East Coach certification program unique. And today, we're going to talk about what are the challenges of running a life coaching business and how can we overcome common obstacles, because I want you to be aware of what you're stepping into. I don't want to scare you and I don't want to excite you. But I want you to have a realistic view of what you're getting into and also how you can navigate those challenges and how you can manage things as you go ahead. And it's a very beautiful, very fulfilling profession because you see an immediate impact of the work that you're doing, an immediate impact in the transformation that people are experiencing, the joy it's bringing to their life, and how their human potential is flourishing, and the amount of things that they're able to do, and just that happy, smiling face in front of you. Yes, and all those challenges are worth it. And the challenges also, you want to bite as much as you can chew. So there's a way to manage those challenges and obstacles, just like in any other business or any other career, even in a job. And same here with the life coaching program. Yes. So, and another thing that we've been doing very interesting is to have some of our alumni, some of our existing students, our team ease members. Yesterday we had Ramya ji, and today we also have someone who was a client, then became a coach, and now also is a team ease coach. So it is with great pleasure and joy that I welcome Sangeeta Goyal ji all the way from Kansas City to join us today. And you'll know more about her as I explore her journey with you. Yes, so welcoming Sangeeta ji here. Sangeeta ji, so nice to have you. I'm just shifting a little bit so I can be a little centered. So nice to have you here.
Yeah,
Welcome. Thank you for making the time.
thank you, Namita. And namaste, good evening, good morning, everyone else. Uh, it's Thank you for having me on your program.
Well, your wisdom is so important for all of us to learn from. You have such a nice checkered experience journey and so many different things that you have been doing. So without further delay, so you were in India and I believe you did your civil engineering from Punjab University in
Yes.
the late 1980s. Uh, you know, and then you did a post graduation there and then you came to the US. Tell me a little bit more about that, the kind of support and encouragement for a woman to do STEM in those days
Mhm.
and to succeed as a STEM person, science, all of that. So tell me a little bit more about that. How unique
So
was it?
I think the credit goes to my parents. My dad was a visionary. He was always into education. First, he educated himself despite of all the resistance from his family, and then he educated his 4 brothers. And when we grew up, like we are 3 sisters and 2 brothers, but he made sure that all of us went to engineering colleges and did our undergrad and postgrad in engineering. So I did my civil engineering from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh, and then I did my postgraduate diploma in computer science, and worked as a software engineer in India for 7 years, and then I came to US to work for IBM. And I came to Kansas City, and that's where I've been for last 25 years.
So did you do your masters also in the US again, or?
No, I did not. I
Okay, but you are done
Yeah,
it in India.
yeah. I am a project management professional, so I did that certification in US.
PMP.
PMP.
Nice. So much experience. I think I was barely in school when you were already an engineer, kind
Yeah.
of just putting our school. Yes, yes. And now you've raised your family and your kids are already settled.
Yeah. So when I came to US, my daughter was 6 years old, and my son was born here. My daughter, so a big chunk of my time went into raising them. And my daughter is she is a actually she has done her master's in social work, and she is a psychotherapist. uh, and she's married, and I have a 15 months old grandchild, which brings so much pleasure to my life.
I almost
And
share my birthday with him.
yeah,
Yes,
you do.
yes.
And then my son, he graduated last year, and he's working as a finance professional now. So the kids have moved out of the house, and it's just two of us now.
Your life sounds like perfect, you know. Got my education in India, I got married, I did my masters, I had a job, I came to the US, I worked for IBM, I raised a good family, they're all settled, etc. So why did you come to us for coaching? Because you're one of the people who uh, came around August or September 2021,
Yeah.
and you came and you joined our Gold Group Coaching program. Then you moved on to Platinum, which was the one-on-one coaching that we had, and you took a 6 month or a 3 month. Was it 6 months? I think you took 6 months of one-on-one coaching with us, with one of the TME's coaches, and then you became a certified coach, and now you're a TME's coach. So, with this perfect life, why did you feel the need for coaching?
Everyone faces challenges at some point of life, and so I was facing challenges too, and I was going through therapy with American therapists, but they were not able to connect to the family structure I come from and the family dynamics in an Indian family. So it was, I didn't feel that connect there. I would go for some sessions and then will stop going. So I wasn't healing at all. Uh, to take care of my needs, I started watching YouTube videos. So I was listening to all spiritual leaders. I was listening to B.K. Shivani, Art of Living, Sadhguru. And then one day I came across your video on Hare Krishna TV, and I felt the instant connect. And I was like, oh, she's the one who is talking about the issues I'm facing. And then I joined your Facebook group, and I came to know about the gold program, and I wasted no time in joining that. So I joined that, and I was able to get my questions answered by you and other team members. But then there were still some aspects I thought one-on-one coaching would work better for me. And I upgraded to platinum membership. You got me connected to a wonderful coach uh, who helped me improve my all quotients, and who made me realizing my self-worth, and more drove me more towards self-love. And when I was working with him, I was wondering, like, what is the purpose of my life? I have raised my kids, I have a job, but I was missing that satisfaction somewhere. Then he told me that I've been talking to you all this while, and you're sorted, and your purpose in life is to serve others, and that gives you immense pleasure. So then I
Yes.
I thought that, okay, what better program than become a coach, and I upgraded to the coaching program. So after, and I was really quick in doing my assignments. Like, I was so enthusiastic that I finished my program 1 month earlier. uh,
Yes, I
yeah.
remember that. And your assignments were good, very nice assignments, very nice,
Yeah, so
detailed.
once I got the certificate, then you asked me if I would like to join your team, and I gladly accepted that. And I'm getting the experience of my life working with the clients, and and it gives me big satisfaction helping people transform their lives.
Yes, it's thank you. Thank you for doing such a wonderful job of being a coach. You're one of the specialists on the team
Hmm.
in helping people recover. In teamies, we have different people with different kind of specialties, different coaches. And you're one of the specialists in the whole narcissistic abuse recovery, or people who have been emotionally abused or in toxic relationships. From your experience as a coach and in life, and you're a very experienced person, what are the two things you would advise those in such relationships to focus on and overcome?
Okay, so the narcissistic people are very manipulative, and they gaslight you. What is gaslighting is that they believe that everything is your fault. Your distrust, your complaining, your hurt, your emotions are only your imagination. Everything you're experiencing is only happening because you're no longer worthy of their love and affection. If only you would love to behave correctly, they would start loving you again. And they would purposefully make you doubt your experiences and your perception, make you believe that they are the ones who are right and you're not. So they invalidate you, and they confuse you all the time and make you lose your confidence. So I would say that don't let your calm go when you're working with them. Believe in yourself. If you are aware of what they're doing to you, then you can handle the situation easily. Like, don't um, just maintain the non-violent communication or move away from the situation. So once you know what is going on inside their mind, you should be able to handle yourself better, and you should not lose yourself in the battle of just being recognized by them.
Very well said. And what about people and their own vulnerability? Because when they come to us for coaching, one thing is we help them recognize, what's happening
Mhm.
around them, but also, what makes them vulnerable to that whole gaslighting, or to that whole, whatever,
Invalidation.
the Stockholm
Yeah.
invalidation and the trauma bond and everything. What about we are vulnerable in some way, and how do you help your clients overcome that in recognizing their patterns? Like, what do we do there?
Yeah, they go through that phase because the self love is lacking. They,
Ah.
yeah, they believe that they are not worthy of their love, but that's not true. Everybody can help themselves, but the external factors make them believe that they are not good enough. So if you work on self love, you work on making your core stronger, you change your inner script that you are worthy enough, you focus on yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to become self centered, but you have to become self aware. And once you are self aware, then you can take care of yourself. And once you're able to take care of yourself, you're able to take care of others in a better way.
Right. So that's some very good advice about the two things that you mentioned, and then also about the gaslighting and the invalidation, and how the answer is self love and self awareness. And when you start strengthening your own self, you become less susceptible to these things. And I didn't plan for this, but it's reminding me that I am on this spree right now in creating various courses to help people overcome all of these things. And I just finished one today, and very soon the audience is going to hear more about those courses that they could do and get help that they need for themselves. Some more questions here, Sangeeta ji, for you. Um, we're right now in open enrollment for the East Coach school, right? And it's open for another 25, 26 hours, right? Till
Mhm.
11:59 p.m., March 11th. And what advice do you have for students who are considering to become a coach?
Okay, from my experience, I would say that anyone who has been contemplated to join East Coast School, please go ahead and enroll. You will never regret investing in this program, as not only will this program transfer you, but you will be able to transform many lives along the way. Yeah,
Thank you.
so yeah, just jump on and join.
What makes the East Coast certification program different is that we also have this whole spiritual quotient in it, right?
Mhm.
And then we're also working not just on the mind, we're helping people work in a holistic way in their entire personality. But we do see, as you're aware, Sangeeta ji, that some of the clients who come, they come to us because they're attracted to the spiritual element and they themselves have some really solid spiritual practices. But then they feel that their development or their transformation can happen only by focusing on the spiritual quotient, and it's like they're neglecting and abandoning themselves in all the other quotients, and then they're looking for a support in a life partner or in things like that finally, so that somebody else can take care of my other quotients. So what advice do you have for those people who are only focused on development of one aspect of their personality, whether like it's spiritual, and then they kind of lose focus on the others? What advice do you have as a team east coach for them?
Okay, so the what is the spiritual quotient? It is the self-awareness, peace of mind, satisfaction, compassion, your ability to think and to reason out,
And connection with the divine.
and
Yeah.
connection with the divine. Yeah. So,
Right.
but the spirituality is the sum of your emotional quotient and your intelligence quotient. Intelligence quotient gauges a person's ability to learn concepts and apply logic. It measures like a set of skills that are important to the society. Then, emotional quotient is the measure of a person's emotional intelligence. It gives an idea about person's way of achieving personal and professional goals. And it decides on what kind of a person you are,
Right.
right? And it enables you to effectively manage emotions and emotional information to cope with challenging situations in your life. And if you are able to cope with the situations, it gives you improved mental and physical well-being. So
Right.
it's so important to work on your emotional quotient, which leads to an improvement in physical and mental quotient and your intelligence
Spiritual.
quotient. So if you have all these four in place, you'll be able to improve your spiritual quotient in a much better way. So don't jump onto the spiritual quotient as the first thing you want to work on. Work on the like these four quotients first, and then you'll be able to manage your spiritual quotient better.
Yeah, it's as simple as saying that if I'm
Yeah.
sick, physical quotient is not doing well, I can't practice
Yeah.
spirituality. Similarly, if emotionally I'm down and out, I can't practice my spirituality. I need specific tools to, work on that so that I can do things. Yes, well said, Sangeeta ji. I'm just checking in if our audience has any questions for Sangeeta ji. We have a lot of experience here in the room, and I don't want to let her go, but I have to let her go in some time. So tell me a little bit about when you're sitting and coaching somebody, what is that whole experience like? Is it scary? Is it giving you joy?
No,
Is
it's
it
like actually I feel empowered that these people have come to me to seek help.
right?
Uh, yeah, and I should be able to help them in a way that they feel like relaxed and happy. When I sit to coach them, um, I try to apply the approaches I have learned using the uh, like the ease coaching.
Yes.
So I follow all the different approaches so that I can get into the client's frame of reference. I can feel like they are feeling. I should be able to connect with them. I should feel their feelings. I should be able to identify their needs, and then we should be able to work together on those needs. and on changing their inner script so that they are able to love themselves and become healed and whole and grow and
So
grow.
because the tools are there and you
Yeah,
know how to use the tools, you feel confident, and then you can, instead of worrying about what to do right now, you can stay completely focused in entering the frame of reference and then help them. And then the joy, Sangeeta ji, when they make that shift, make that
yeah,
transformation.
it is joyful. Like I get those emails back saying, oh, I was so relaxed after having a session with you. That gives me like so much peace and pleasure.
Right, right. Yeah, and then when they have achieved their outcomes,
Yeah,
because we don't take them just for one session, we take them for a few sessions, because that's when, and we ask them for what their outcomes they're looking for. And when they've achieved the outcomes and they're so happy
yeah,
because somebody outside their web has been able to get them out of their web. The joy is amazing. Yes. Thank you, Sangeeta ji, for being here, for making the time. We'll do this more often so that more and more people can know more about our team, more about Team East coaches, and get exposed to our work. But thank you so much, and I will have to take your leave right now as I move on to the next part of this session today, which is what are the challenges of running a life coaching business, and what are the ways in which to overcome them. Some tips around that. So thank you, Sangeeta ji, and thank you so much for being here
yeah.
with us
Thank
today.
you, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
So it was wonderful to have Sangeeta ji here, and I see a lot of people uh, joining us today, which is Ravi Shankar ji, Hare Krishna, Anil Agarwal ji, Sarita Gupta, Mamta Sharma, Shivani Agarwal ji, and today's live is a part of our promotion for the East Coach and Business School. We are in open enrollment right now, and we are going to be having tomorrow's the last day, and today I've been running a live training every single day. We have a different topic to help you become more aware of what is the life coaching industry like, the profession like, the training like, East Coast School like, and what are the challenges in running a life coaching business. I see a question here. मैम नारी शक्ति कर्ण के बात होती है तो हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड योर क्वेश्चन शिवानी अग्रवाल जी एंड आई जस्ट shared a video on Women's Day about Vedic womanhood in modern times, so you can watch that. Looking now, I'm just, without further delay, I'm going to start sharing the slides with you all, the slides that I have for the the topic that we're going to discuss today. And I'll just move this to presentation mode so we all can see what's happening here. Okay, we got that. And we have this banner running at the bottom. And maybe I'll make this, stop this banner, and I'll just make it, instead of a ticker, I'll make hide. And then I'll instead of scrolling, I'll just make it, there you go. Right? So today we're going to talk about, today's day 4, challenges of running a life coaching business and how to overcome common obstacles. Um, so let's get into some of the challenges. I've been in this field running my own practice for a long time now. And there are various different challenges that do come in the life coaching business. But as we were discussing with Sangeeta ji, I am doing this because I want to do this. And I love doing this. And I love bringing joy in people's life. I love seeing how human potential can be uncovered when their inner scripts are worked upon, when their own thought processes are transformed, their ways of seeing things are transformed, and how each person can grow to their fullest potential in their intellectual growth, in their career growth, in their spiritual growth, in their material growth, right? And that's what gives me joy. And I believe I have been blessed by my mentors and by so many different people that I have learned from, that I'm able to contribute in a positive way in people's lives, and that's what gives me a lot of joy. But I want you to be a little. We want to be. I want to show you the reality also of some of the challenges that happen, and how have I overcome them, and how do I keep myself safe and protected in in being sane as I run things. Yes, and I would love for you to have that as well. And we also give you this training as a part of the business modules if you sign up for that, as a part of the East Coach certification program. Yes. So let's look at that. So there are these challenges that I've put down here, that there are inner challenges and outer challenges. Inner challenges are your own inner challenges, the fears you have, the lack of confidence, or the experience issues, or the client issues that we have. Yes. And the outer challenges are about finding clients, the digital marketing, the legal issues, or the accounting. I know when I started, I didn't know much about bookkeeping, you see, because I'm an engineer and that's all I know. I never had to do bookkeeping in my life. And then I started this. I'm like, wow, damn, I have to do accounting also. And I have to do this also. And I have to do that also. And so many different vendors, so many different payments and things like that, right? So there were things I had to grow into. It was overwhelming, but I had to gradually grow myself. And the reason is I was able to do it is because I didn't hurry myself. I just went at my pace, at a pace at which I could be comfortable, maintain my work life balance, and maintain my sanity. So sharing some of that, right? So there are inner challenges and outer challenges out here. The inner challenges that happen is that we think ourselves less than what we're capable of as a coach. Yes. So even after having gone through the training, we still feel, because we're like, oh, this training is like this, but I didn't do my training perfectly. Not all my assignments were perfect, this and that. So many things come to your mind. But the point is, the person coming to you is coming to you because they see something in you and they see that you're capable of helping them. And you definitely know a little bit more about stuff in the area in which they are struggling in, and therefore you can be of help to them. You don't have to be the most perfect coach, you just have to be a few steps ahead of the people. You would have walked the same path. Say I'm trekking on a trail, and I finished my trek and now I'm coming down, and there are a few people who are walking back up, who are like just beginning their trail, and I can tell them, look, there are dogs here, there is this here, there's a stream there, and just make sure you take care of yourself, and all this stuff that you're going ahead, and it's a little cool there, so make sure you take a jacket, right? That's coaching. It's just that you're a little bit ahead of them. You know how to give them the steps. You know how to direct them so that they can achieve their outcome of reaching the success in that trail peak, right? Now, some of the inner challenges that come is because we feel I'm not experienced enough. You're not experienced enough, and that's okay. It's only by doing you're going to get more experienced. You're definitely more experienced than somebody who knows nothing, because during the coach certification program, I made you do a full 8-hour, 10-hour coaching, sessions with one single client so that you could practice all those things and experience what it is to be in that hot seat, right? And you are coming from a place of compassion. You have probably already served a lot of people in an informal way, and and you understand. And I make mistakes every day, but I learn from them. Sometimes in a coaching appointment, I think that I should have done this better when I'm reflecting on my appointment. And then I get back to that client, hey, I don't think I did very well in that thing. I think, these are the steps I want to give you. And I wasn't very eloquent during the appointment. These steps didn't come to me during the appointment, and here they are. And the client appreciates that, right? So lack of experience and knowledge, but you already get a lot of knowledge when you work through the code certification program, the East Code certification program with me, and experience is something you build up. And fear of not being able to help, right? The two ways in which that comes. One thing is, sometimes you see someone who has a higher status than you. They seem to be more elevated than you spiritually, or they're materially more successful. They have a better career level than you've ever achieved in your life, and you're wondering, like, how can I help this person? They're better. Oh man, they know a lot more. They'll see through me. They know I'm an imposter. They know I don't know stuff. No, you're good at this one thing for which they've come to you. They don't know about this thing. They don't know how to do it, and they've come to you for this thing, and you go out and help them. And I had the same fear. I was once coaching somebody who was working with the UN, the women thing, and multi-million dollar, multi-entrepreneurial family, and owner of that whole business, etc. And she came to me, and I was like, wow, she knows so much, and she's met so many people, and I may not be able to reach to her. But then I said, no, I'm an expert in what I know. She doesn't know about that, and that's why she's here. And I'm going to be at my sincerest best in serving her. And at any point I feel that I'm not able to serve this person, I'm going to let her know that, hey, you're above my pay grade. I don't think I'm able to help you. So how about I find another coach for you? And that's okay, right? So fear of not being able to help. The second thing that happens over there is that we want to take complete responsibility of the client. It's my job to make them successful. It's my job that they achieve the outcomes they're looking for. No, it takes two to tango here, right? Your contribution is 50%. The remaining work needs to be done by the client. And if they're not doing that work, it's your job to be creative, to find different things that would inspire them so that they can go ahead. But then there are some people who just refuse to take responsibility. There are some people who refuse to listen. And you can't help them. You can't help them achieve the goals. And in those situations, I call them out. Look, I'm doing my part, but you need to do your part so that you can achieve the outcomes. And I see this is blocking you from taking the next step, or doing the homeworks I'm giving you, or following through. You want to find excuses, or you're trying to not take responsibility because it's too painful to deal with those particular emotions that you're having. And can I help you unblock that, right? But if after doing all of that they don't do their part, what can you do, right? So we can't take full responsibility of their success. We're not. They are responsible too, so they need to be more they need to be proactive also in what they're doing, and we have to find ways to inspire them. We have to find ways to make things easy for them, because I can't give like a 1 hour everyday exercise to someone who's like a very busy lady or man at work every day. I can't. I have to find ways to make it simple. Something like 5 minutes every day, or 5 minutes 3 times a week, and then this is how you achieve it, right? Again, imposter syndrome is you know everything, but you think you're cheating. I'm cheating people. I just fought with my brother. I just fought with my wife. I just fought with my husband. I just fought with my children. Oh, I just screamed at this person, and I'm teaching people how to be emotionally calm and peaceful. And that somewhere underlying it, there's an expectation that you need to be the most perfect person. Only then you can coach. What you need to be is a good enough person, a real person. That yeah, you talk to your client. Yeah, I screamed at my husband the other day too, and that's what I learned from it. And I realized I have this trigger. People want to be coached by someone who's real, not someone who's perfect. And they learn from you in how you accept your errors and how you work on them. You are actually coaching them in that as well, right? Difficulty adapting coaching styles. Now that's one thing, right? Different, as I already gave you a little bit of a hint there, but we got to adapt ourselves to our clients, right? The way I would coach a homemaker is very different from how I would coach a teenager. Is very different from I would coach a 50-year-old woman. Is very different from how I would coach, geriatrics, like, gerontology, 75 and plus, right? So we have to adapt our coaching styles to age, stage of life, life, type of people, and you want to learn that. But that's going to happen as you do, as you coach, you become more and more experienced, right? And also loneliness. We do experience loneliness, right? Because you're kind of alone pushing through in the business and coaching and trying to figure things out in your head, etc. And therefore, it's important to also find mentors that whom you can get support. And I've always had mentors, different types of mentors at any given point of my life. I have like 4 or 5 people I'm working with, mentors and coaches, and support groups that I'm working with to find the support so that I can be skilled and I can be sane and I can find answers to questions ringing in my head and I don't know who to ask. And I always find that support. And many places it's paid support, many places it's community, people I know from so many years, and I'm willing to pay and I'm willing to get that support because that's what helps me grow and that's what inspires me and that's what helps me do things, right? So these are some of the inner challenges I wanted to talk about. Let me see if you have any question. uh, yes, so we have good point to discuss inner challenges and outside challenges. Mohit Johar is saying, Danvat Pranam, course fees are very high for me. Sorry to hear that, Mohit ji. Hope you find a program that fits your budget. But my program is pretty comprehensive and my fees is really low for the kind of service that we offer. With the number of calls, the amount of community support, the amount of assignments, and the diligence with which we do, and the knowledge that we share, we're actually very low priced and we will be gradually increasing our prices to where we really need to be. So sorry to hear that, Mohitji. Uh, Now let's talk about some outer challenges, right? You have inner challenges and there are outer challenges. The outer challenges, the major one is around client acquisition, getting clients for yourself, right? And then not just getting clients, but getting the right kind of clients for yourself. Because initially what happens is you're hungry for business, you're hungry to feel successful, and you take anybody as a client, whoever comes to you, whoever's willing to pay you or not pay you or whatever. And then you realize, man, this person is not coachable. Oh, maybe I'm not an expert in this area, I shouldn't have taken this person as a client. All these things happen. Also, you have to have keep generating new leads, and new people to keep coming into your mailing lists and your or whatever your WhatsApp broadcasts or your viewers or whatever model you're using, right? And or your WhatsApp lists and things like that, or your Telegram or wherever you're building your contacts and your lists. And you want to keep building new people, new you want to get keep new leads, right? Because after a while, if you've had 20 people on your list, you kept selling to them, probably like five bought. The remaining 15 you already tried selling to them, they're not buying. So you have to keep getting new people there. Now how are you going to do that, right? That's a challenge. And then you go out and you look at all the marketing around you. Minute you put yourself as a status as a life coach or a coach or wherever on your Google business page, on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook, you start getting a lot of people selling stuff to you. And they're like, I'm going to help you get six figures. I'm going to help you generate 300 leads every day. I'm going to help you get your views to a million views. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And oh, then they'll share success stories with you. This woman with a baby, she made like six figures. She has a baby, a dog, a husband, and a child, and and she made six figures. And you're like, what the hell am I doing? You start feeling that pressure, because you're watching all of this stuff online. Another issue that we have is with pricing your program, because just like Mohitji said, everyone is telling you your course is very expensive for me. Or Mohitji has been very kind here. He's saying it's very expensive for me. He's sharing his experience. But there are some people who come and tell you, why are you so expensive? You're very expensive. You should give this program for free. You're just helping people. Why can't you give it for free? And I'm like, why should I give it to you for free? This is years of experience. This is years of training. This is years of focus. And plus, and we're helping you get quicker results. And we're helping you move from point A to point B faster than anybody else has been able to help you so far. Why? And then when people say these kind of things to you, or when people don't buy your program because your course fee is expensive, they think it's expensive for them, or they come and comment on you, it's very expensive. We had one person on our WhatsApp chat, and my team showed me that chat saying that, why is your program so expensive? All you're doing is teaching coaching. I'm like, you know what? Udemy has $10 courses. Why don't you go there? Uh, you have an option, yes. So so these are some of these things here, right? The pricing, the client acquisition, and the pricing. That's one thing that you don't feel confident about. And when I was starting out, I'm like, how should I price myself? And then one person, like I was talking to him, who was more experienced than me in the business. He's like, your price is a price that you can be confident backing up. Like you can say, this is my price, and be confident in that space. And that means a lot. That means a lot of different things in the background. Yes. Time management is another challenge because you're working from home, balancing your home life, your work life, and the client appointments. Your clients are free when you know they're busy 9 to 5. They're free on the weekends and they're free in the evenings, and that's your family time too. And that's your socializing time, family time, take care of myself time, fun time, spiritual time, or whatever. So you have to figure out a way to balance your life around that. And digital marketing. I'm going to talk more about that as a separate slide altogether. Legal and financial issues, as I'd already talked to you about bookkeeping. Also, for those of you, a lot of people are like, man, I'm going to quit my job and become a life coach. I said, no, don't quit your job and become a life coach. Please continue your job, get the training, gradually start to set up your business. And when your income, you're able to get it to the point that you are earning from your job, then quit there. And plus you have a roadmap for the next 5 years, right? Because it takes time. Any business takes 3 years to settle and to actually start generating good income for you. And because you're learning the ropes too. It's not about, oh, this business is not lucrative. You're learning the ropes. You're learning how to make things happen, right? So be patient. There are legal challenges also, right? Especially if you're dealing with clients in the US and clients across. Everyone wants to sue you. You did this to me. I'm going to sue you. I'm like, you know what? You signed the terms and conditions. So you have to learn how to protect yourself in those areas also. And I'm not saying you just start with all of that, but gradually your business life will make all of those things happen. Now, let's talk a little bit about digital marketing. There's a whole thing around digital marketing overwhelm, and I see some messages here from Tiger Boxer, Mamta Sharma, Mohit Johar. I'll get to you. All right, just finish this slide. There's this whole digital marketing overwhelm. You feel that as soon as you put out a video, it should reach a million views. That's one pressure. And then there are people telling me, "Arey, tera video to itne views jata hai." And I know when I was starting out, my spiritual mentor, I just told him that I've started this thing out and I actually did well this year and this is my plan for the next year. And his question to me is, how many followers do you have? And I'm like, probably I have like 1,000, 2,000. He's like, bus, iste kya hoga? And then you get shaken up because you're all new and you're all experienced and you're like, wow, nobody's respecting me because I don't have so many followers. I need to have more followers. And then your cousins and your, your brothers and sisters and तेरे इंस्टाग्राम पे इतने फॉलोअर हैं 2,000 भी नहीं पहुंचे अभी तक it shakes your confidence. Plus, there are a lot, like the entire world is selling stuff to you. Buy my product and I'm going to get your Instagram followers up. Buy this, I'll get your YouTube views up. Buy this and I'll get this up. And I'll teach you how to do Facebook ads. I'll do Facebook ads for you. I had one person who was after me, and I get so many messages on LinkedIn for that. It's like, I'm going to get you 10 appointments of prospective clients every day. And I said, tell me how you're going to do it. And then he goes, I'm going to start, getting leads from different places for you and interviewing you. So I said, how much are you going to charge me for this? And he goes, just to get the leads, I'm going to charge you $1,500 a month. I said, fine. So I said, then am I the one converting the lead or are you the one converting the lead? Is it like I'm supposed to sell my program in that appointment or are you? No, that's on you because we don't understand the program. But after you make the sale, you got to give me 10% for every lead. I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I pay you 1,500 to get the lead and then pay you another 10% to make that transformation? And what if you get me the wrong leads? And what if you don't do this thing whole properly? And then I have to deal with you and explain my business to them and make sure that you talk like the way I would talk to, you're representing my sales team and you talk to them the way I would want to deal with a person, but I'm not doing heavy selling and pushing and pulling. Sorry, it's not working out for me. So there are so many different services, so many different projects, so many different people selling things to you, so many different expectations that are being set for you. And plus, you're learning technology, right? When I was starting out, a lot of people are like, ये सब आप क्यों कर रहे हैं? You should just get a digital marketing agency to do it for you. It's not that simple for them to understand your business, for them to respond to things as fast as you do, because you're not their only client. They have like another 100 clients that they're serving, right? Plus, when you're starting out your business, you're paying through your nose. You already have like expenses before you have income. So I chose the path of learning things myself and building things up myself gradually at the pace at which I could handle it. So there are so many things being sold to you. And what I told myself when my spiritual mentor told me, itne hi follower hain, or my brothers and sisters are like their Instagram, I still don't have too many followers on Instagram or on YouTube or anywhere else. And I'm okay with that. Not all my YouTube videos go to, number of views that I would love for them to go to. And I'm okay with that. As long as they are reaching the right number of people. And I know coaches doing multi-million dollars of business with barely any social media presence. I know of a coach in Seattle. It's just that the word of mouth and her ability to maintain relationships with the leads, etc. Their businesses were operating before this whole digital stuff was happening, right? And she has bare minimum digital presence, but her ability of maintaining her network, of giving something of value to all those people whom she has met, maintaining those relationships is what is giving her continuous business, right? So it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a website or it doesn't mean she doesn't have a LinkedIn page. She does, and she gives valuable stuff over there, but she doesn't have the millions of people following her, and that's okay. So digital marketing overwhelm, another thing that happens is there are different tools that you have to take on, right? We have different tools that I use. And so I have this whole course learning platform that I use on which all my courses run, where students get their login, they can go online and do the course, etc. The entire East Coast School is run on that, and all my other courses and Self Mastery Academy, everything is run over there, right? So that's one tool you have to work with. Then you want to have a mailing list, there's only so much that you can do from Gmail. As a private account, right? And then after a while, you can't keep sending professional emails on Gmail. You got to have a MailChimp or whatever. You need some things, some tools like that. And these tools cost money. And all those people who are telling you can make six figures and join my program and I'm going to teach you how to become make six figures are actually selling you affiliate links to all of these tools. And that's how they make six figures out of you, right? So gradually, you have to incorporate some of these tools for your marketing. But I didn't have any of these tools for the first 3 years of my life because I was just overwhelmed. I was doing door to door stuff. I had a list of 200 people when I was in Seattle, I made a list that every week I'm going to meet 10 people and tell them about what I do and ask them to give referrals, not just referrals, but if they find somebody who's looking for this kind of service, I'd appreciate if they can let those people know about me. And these were 200 people whom I had trust with. I did it the old way because I didn't want to drive myself crazy with all of these different tools, and then these, start paying monthly fees for all of these tools and figuring out all of these tools, and then learning how to write an email that's enticing and that's capturing, and then sending follow-up email. And I just couldn't do all of that. I remember 3 years ago, I was reading this book by Gary Vaynerchuk, Jab, 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 Right Hook, right? So he said, give value, 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 and then, make a sell. Value, 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 and then make a sell. Like sell them something. And somewhere I watched his podcast and he said you should have like 3 to 4 social media posts every day. And I was like, wow, if I can do 3 to 4 social media posts a month, I can consider myself successful, right? And you get overwhelmed, but then the thing is, you do what you can do. So I'm going to teach you some ways in which you can keep yourself sane and peaceful as you're running your life coaching business, as you're starting out. I am an example of that. I have run zero ads till now. Will I not run ads in the future? No, I will, but I never felt ready to run ads. I never felt my backend was good enough to run ads, and automated enough to run ads. And I just and business was coming in, and I was doing and reaching the right people, and that's all I was doing. And now, is it slow? Maybe it's slow a little bit, but I'm going to pick up again by following the same principles I have. So what can you do to overcome some of these challenges is what's important. Yes, and let me just look at a few questions here that people are talking about. Is Tiger Boxer ji is Nilima Hamsagar and not Hema. Yes. Currently, I'm working for a therapist office doing their billing, and I see that how clients do not want to pay the full fee. How do we deal with these kinds of clients, Nilima? I don't deal with such clients because if they don't want to pay the full fee, they don't value the service that you're giving to you, and they're probably not a good fit. Then they should probably go to another program where the fee is what they can pay for, uh, and something that is in line with the level of fee that they want to offer. There will be a cheaper program somewhere that they can get. You're not the only provider of the service, because I pride myself on the quality I offer. I pride myself on the personal attention I give. I pride myself on how I make it a goal to help this client achieve their outcomes, right? And not just me, my entire team. You're seeing different members from our team, different students, different members from our team. We all, and the reason we're together is because we have the same goal. Now, if some people don't value that, then go find something that you can value. Go to those places where you can value. Because I've seen one thing: if you reduce the price one time, it's not that they're going to be grateful to you. I've been beaten black and blue on that by many, many clients and many, many people, right? If you give them something, some discount, some fee, they want you to give a discount in everything and anything. And then they keep pushing your boundaries for asking for more and more service. It's not that they are grateful for that. Oh, thank you. They're like, isko kya hai? Inko chalta hai, to discount de diya to kya hai? She wanted to make the sale. They'll keep pushing you and they will never become good clients. So I like fixed rate prices. This is a fee, take it or leave it. I wish you well. And I have free content that you can go and learn from. Uh, and that's how we deal with them. Some people don't like us for that, and we're okay. We can't be liked by everyone because we can really do what we can do and we can stay focused. And we're happy with fewer clients. We're happy being a smaller company. We're not trying to be a very big company. Yes. So let's look at some of these things here. Anil Agarwal ji is saying, I don't understand your question, but I think you're saying that if you're trying to be first in everything, then we face a lot of problems. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a winner, Anil Agarwal ji. Very well said, very deep point. um, I'm happy being who I am. I'm not. I don't want to be. I'm okay if I'm not the top coach. I'm not the best coach. I want to be the best coach to my client, but I'm not the most renowned coach or the most popular coach, and I'm okay with that. It's okay for me. I'm happy and satisfied with the work that I'm doing, along with the team, and the beautiful relationship we have together as a team, and the beautiful relationships we develop with our clients. Yes. So that brings me to our next point: is how do you overcome these challenges, right? So, first thing is define what is a successful coaching practice for you, right? Define Define what is a successful coaching practice for you. Don't go by the definitions that the world is giving to you outside. Define what is successful business for you, any business or coaching practice. What does that success look like, right? And what is the timeline you have in mind? You can define it monetarily. You can define it in terms of number of clients, in terms of number of times, in terms of number of followers, whatever it is. Define that for yourself. Plan your effort around it, and have a timeline. And if you don't reach the timeline, it's okay. Push it ahead. Who are you competing with? There is no competition here. You're giving your best energy, you're trying your best, and you're happy with what you're getting. Uh, and if you don't make it, it's okay. Push the timeline. I had a plan to reach a certain level in 5 years. I didn't. But does that mean I hit myself? No. I am proud of the effort I have put in. I'm happy with the effort. I'm very happy with how diligent I have been in my work, how focused I have been in my work, and the results are not in my hand. I can learn why the results didn't come in, and improve my effort. So also, I kind of naturally went in this direction, but then later I read this book also that kind of gave language to what I was naturally going to. And I get a lot of mentorship from my father, from my spiritual leader in Seattle, and a few other people who don't know digital marketing, who don't understand my online business, which is without land and building and property, because they are like factory owners, but they understand what it takes to be a business person. Yes. And sometimes you make more money by doing less business. Like if I want to be a $5 million company in 5 years, it's going to need a lot. It's going to need a lot of people. It's going to need a lot of things. It's going to cause a lot of expenses. It's going to cause me a lot more headache. And finally, I may not earn that much. I may have like a turnover of that much, but my expenses and things I lose, right? So define how big you want to be and keep it as small as possible. That is my philosophy. Because when you hire too many people, a lot of inefficiencies set up in the system. I like to keep the team really tight and small, so that we can be more efficient and we can go fast, right? So define. Do you want to be you want to make 5 lakhs in the first year, you want to make 1 lakh in the first year? Define that and work towards it. And you're defining not yourself just in monetary terms, but also all the assets you need to build as you get to that number, right? So define what it is and read books around that. I love this book, The Company of One, and I don't remember the author name right now, but the book Company of One is just beautiful. It gave so much language to what I was naturally doing and what my mentors were telling me in how to grow my business, right? Then less is more. I mean, that's my philosophy all the time. Less is more. Keep it low or zero cost in the beginning. And we teach in the business modules, we teach you how you can keep things at zero cost. You can still have the tools you need, the marketing tools you need, etc., at zero cost and still be successful. And don't increase your costs in the beginning. The lower your costs of running your day-to-day business, the bolder you can be, right? So that brings a lot of mental peace. And even if you don't have a running stream of clients, you still remain at peace because you don't have too many bills to pay. Yeah. So I don't want to work hard because I have so many salaries to give out. I want to keep things tight, and I want to keep learning skills, keep upgrading myself, so that I can keep myself peaceful. And follow your heart, not the herd. That's one thing I love to say. Follow your own heart and not the herd, because the herd is going to go everywhere, and there'll be people going somewhere and telling you you're not good enough, you didn't achieve it, oh, you should have been at this point by now, etc. And then you'll see other coaches doing 20 other things, and sometimes your team members will come and tell you, ma'am, did you see that? Look at how that lady is doing it. And I'm like, I'm happy for her, but I can't do it. Takes a lot of energy and effort, and this is what I can do right now, right? So remembering that, so follow your heart, follow your instincts, follow your, and take the next step for yourself, not the herd. Next is, you also want to have, like, I see a lot of coaches who come to the East Coast School, and then they get coached. I mean, sorry, they become a coach, and then all they can imagine themselves is they're sitting in a Zoom call and they're coaching a client one on one. And I try to tell them, look, coaching is not just that. You want to have multiple streams of products, you want to have a funnel, where somebody who doesn't, and one-on-one coaching is not scalable. You only have 24 hours in a day, and if you're going to sit and keep coaching one person every day, how many people can you coach and how many heads can you get into at any given time, right? I had one of our team east coaches along with a full-time job. She was coaching 6 people at a time, and I myself have never done that, but she had the capacity and she was doing that. And then we had some more people come in. And at that time, some of my other coaches were on vacation. And then I just said, you know what, you got to wait 2 months. And this coach of mine was like, I can do more. I said, no, I don't want you to get into the heads of more than 6 people at a time. Right. So remember that you want to have different types of product offerings. You say if you're a narcissistic abuse recovery coach, or say if you're an exec coach who helps CEOs in staying connected and aligned to their values, right? Say that's your thing, right? So you also want to have workshops around that. You want to have courses around that. You want to have group coaching programs around that, and you want to have one-on-one coaching, right? So there are multiple things that people can choose from, and some things can be passive. I mean, passive in the sense that you don't have to be there teaching all of those things, right? Nothing is passive in business. You got to show up, you got to manage, you got to do things, but it's not that you're billing your time for money. And if that's the business model you have, you're going to get drained out after some time, right? So you want to build different things to your level of capacity. You don't have to be Namita Purohit. You have to be yourself, right? You have to be that Anil Agarwal. You have to be the Tiger Boxer, the Nilima Hamsagar, or the Hema, or the Falguni Boon, or the Mohit Johar. You have to be yourself. Don't compare yourself with somebody else. Do what you can and then take the next step in your own journey, right? So multiple products help. Finding support for yourself is very important, because this can be a lonely journey in two ways. One thing is you can get emotionally lonely. Second thing is you can get lonely in figuring things out. And I don't like being lonely. Never. I'm a person who always I'm good at finding support for myself, and by God's grace, I always end up getting very good support also, because I'm constantly looking and constantly searching and constantly asking, right? So for your business, you want to be working with, you want to be talking to other people in similar businesses. And then there are so many online support communities. I myself run that through Ease Business, where there are fellow online business creators or fellow coaches who are together and who are learning from each other's challenges, getting coached by somebody there, or supporting each other through a mastermind, and learning from each other, or asking, hey, how did you figure this out? How do I handle this? And there will always be somebody in your group who will be able to help you. So I am on such groups myself. And that could be a support group, a mastermind, a membership. We give you an Ease Business membership along with the business modules. You also get the support groups, or you get a community or ongoing group. But the thing is, it has to be structured. You can't have it like अच्छा आज मिलते हैं आज ऐसा लग रहा है. No, you have to have a structured group that has a cadence that meets every week. I'm part of these groups, plus I have mentors that I talk to regularly. Like one mentor, I meet her every Tuesday evening. I won't give up that meeting for anything in the world, unless I'm traveling, of course, right? And it's impossible. But I am going to meet my mentor, even if I have nothing to discuss. I am going to be in that meeting, because even just sharing how my week went and sharing some ideas and plans that I'm getting feedback from this mentor. And this mentor is not a digital marketing savvy, but she is business savvy. She has run her own business for 40 years, and she really helps me pace myself, helps me fine tune the expectations of I have for myself, right? So these are things that help you in supporting yourself. And then I I already told you about 2 people that I learned from. That's another thing. And you also work with fellow coaches, make a community, or be part of a community like I am. And I also, when I started, I had a mentor, like she was my manager's peer in Microsoft, Charmaine Banu, and she was 10 years ahead of me in the coaching industry. But when I started out, she really supported me so much, and I could just call her at any time. And this was more like, friendship and senior junior, a mentorship. And I could just call her and seek her help whenever I was nervous, and whenever I was, shaky or confused, and how do I deal with this client and how do I deal with that client. So I found that support for myself, and you want to have that. And finding mentors and finding coaches and even paying for coaches, I was this close to actually paying for a coach for myself recently, a month ago. And I've been checking her out, business coach for a specific thing around marketing in my business. I've been checking her out, watching her YouTube videos, etc. And I will eventually sign up with her because right now I just don't have the time to do justice to that. But I am looking forward to signing up next month because she's, there's a learning curve I have ahead of me, which I could either learn certain aspects of the marketing the hard way, or I could learn from her learning curve and speed up the process, and plus have someone guide me through the process, someone experienced. Another thing that happens is when you invest in coaching for yourself, you find it easier to sell your own coaching to others. That's another thing that happens. So these are some tips that I would recommend to you to overcome your challenges. Just looking at some questions here. Uh, any other questions? Any other questions for me regarding today's topic, challenges of running a life coaching business and how to overcome common obstacles? Because all those watching are probably looking to become a life coach at some point, and all those watching are probably looking at joining the East Coast certification program this time. So a little bit about that as well. Let me just pull up. Maybe I'll just use this slide. This. So we have this coming up on the screen, and this is the link that is there on the screen as well, bit.ly East Coach. Enrollment is open till March 11th. We have another 22 hours and about 22 hours, and then we close enrollment. And this is you can when you come to this link, when you click on program details, you get all those things you get. So you get 6 months of coach certification training from us, from me and the team of very experienced people, very considerate, very experienced, and who really care about bringing the coaching principles outside in the work, especially those that are rooted in Dharma and rooted in Eastern philosophy. So you get 6 months of that. You get about 24 calls, 4 calls a month to get your questions answered. You get an app on which you could go through all the course modules. You have assignments to submit that we check. And you also get support. You get membership to a group cohort, support of students who are currently doing the program or who are a little ahead of you in the program, and where you can learn from each other and the questions, etc. And the curriculum is you learn first the fundamentals of coaching, fundamentals of what make a person's psychophysical nature using Eastern wisdom and Western psychology. I've added a couple modules also. This time. And then you learn how to coach a person. It's one thing to know the philosophy and the fundamentals, but how do you help a person go from point A to point B? How do you help them achieve their outcomes? What do you do in the session? What are the things you say when the client is stuck? What are the things you say to help the client take responsibility, to stay accountable, to initiate action? All of those things. You get talking scripts, exact words to say. You get brandable worksheets to give to your client. You could rebrand them to your coaching business. And we also have a business module add-on for those of you who are interested. So we have 6 months of training. Your assignments are due in the fifth month, and we have these two plans, which is 2,59,600 for the basic plan. It's a little expensive because there is 18% GST in rupees, and for dollars it's $2,750. 6 months of code certification training. We also have payment plans for India and US. Both for US, you have to click buy now USD to see the payment plan, and opt for that. It's $800 pay installments, 4 months. And for India, when you click here, you can watch this video to know how to avail the EMI option, though it's an older video with an older fee, but this is the current fee. And then you also have the basic plus business where you save about 11,000 or so, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, rupees, where you get 6 months of code certification training. And then after you get your code certification in 6 months, you then move on to the business modules where you start working on setting up your business. You could take that now and save that money, or you could just take the 6 months basic plan, and then you could take the monthly membership for the business, where you're not just getting a community and coaching calls, group coaching calls, and modules just for setting up your business, but you're also going to be meeting different coaching challenges with your clients and different coaching scenarios to as you're applying these fundamentals, and you get this help and support for that as well. But it's up to you what you decide. And we also have an FAQ at the bottom. I think we did pretty good at the FAQ. And as I said, we have an app. And these modules that you have for the coaching certification program, you have them for life. But the business modules, you have those while you remain a member. So once you leave the membership, you don't have those modules because it's more like an all access pass. So all those of you who are considering joining the program, need to find ways to figure it out and figure out your plan and join the program. Mamta Sharma ji, these concepts are very helpful and make my mind clear. Good to hear that. I need to balance my emotional body. Rest is okay. Yes, we're all going to learn that. And I think my camera loves to go on the left. Yeah. So shifting that, and I guess it's moving around. No, just rotates like a ghost is there in the room. So looking forward to seeing you inside. And tomorrow we have day 5 of our training, the last day, where we're going to talk about how you can maximize your earning potential as a coach. So today we talked about challenges and how to overcome that. And then tomorrow we'll talk about how you can maximize your earning potential. And I'm going to talk about, giving you a hint here, I'm going to talk about how you want to develop different products around your niche so that people can experience you in different ways at different budgets and have a ready steady stream of income for yourself and a lot more. So looking forward to seeing some of you inside. Tomorrow is the last day and we close, and we look forward to welcoming new students on Sunday. There'll be a call and we look forward to welcoming you there. So see you and bye bye. And thank you for being around for so long. And it was also a pleasure to have Sangeeta Goyal ji, who has been our client, and then she became a coach, and she's now a team East coach as well, and a really good team East coach. So happy to have her on the team. Again, disclaimer: not everybody who gets certified becomes a part of my team. There is no promise of job. There is no promise of internship that I have for you, and I want to make that very clear to you. It's just that when I need somebody, we pick certain people who fit well for my business, right? So you may be a great ease coach, but we may not be a good fit. My business may not be the best fit for you to practice, and I don't have so many open slots and so many open seats to employ so many people. And I don't want people to join this coach certification program thinking that somebody will employ them, and Namita will employ them. No, I cannot. And I like to be very transparent and very clear about these things. So please come in with that right mindset and right expectation. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you all for your support and encouragement, Ravi Shankarji and Anil Agarwalji. Yes, bye bye.